Your eye color is not just about appearance. It is actually a survival tool that your ancestors used to conquer the planet. Over 70% of people have brown eyes, but the remaining 30% carry genetic mutations that tell an incredible story of human migration, adaptation, and evolution. Have you ever wondered what secrets are hidden in your own gaze? Let's explore what your eye color really means. Brown eyes are the ultimate biological shield. This deep, rich color comes from melanin, a pigment so strong that it absorbs up to 90% of the light entering your eye. Research from the University of Copenhagen confirms that melanin does not just provide color, it acts as a natural sunscreen built directly into your iris. For early humans traversing the African savanna under brutal UV radiation, this was not cosmetic, it was survival. Melanin absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation before it can damage the DNA in your eye cells. Brown eyes do not just protect better, they also function better in bright light. Because melanin absorbs light rather than scattering it, brown-eyed people are less sensitive to glare and maintain clearer vision in intense daylight. For this reason, brown eyes dominate in populations closer to the equator. They appear rich and uniform and rarely change their tone, but if you look at them in candlelight or under a low sun, you might notice golden or amber flashes as scattered light plays across the outer layers of the iris. This is not a color change. It is physics revealing the layered structure of your eye. Every single person on Earth with blue eyes descends from a single ancestor who lived 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. Research published in Human Genetics traced this back to a single genetic mutation in the HERC2 gene that literally turned off the production of brown eyes. Before this mutation, all humans had brown eyes. Did you know that blue eyes are not actually blue? There is no blue pigment in your iris. Instead, your eyes contain almost no melanin, and when light enters, shorter blue wavelengths are scattered back, while longer wavelengths are allowed to pass through. It is the same scattering effect that makes the sky appear blue. This structural trick means that your eye color can shift from icy bright to soft gray depending on lighting conditions. Scientists discovered that this mutation occurred during the Neolithic expansion when humans migrated from the Black Sea region to northern Europe. But here is the mystery that baffles researchers. Why did blue eyes spread so quickly? In just a few thousand years, the frequency of blue eyes in northern Europe rose from 0% to between 70% and 95%. One theory suggests that they offered an advantage in low-light environments. Because minimal melanin blocks incoming light, blue eyes allow more photons to reach the retina, potentially improving vision in dim conditions during long Nordic winters. Another theory points to sexual selection. Blue eyes were so rare and striking that they became attractive, accelerating their spread through mate choice. Recent DNA analyses of ancient remains revealed that some early Europeans had blue eyes combined with dark, African-looking skin, proving that light eyes evolved before skin lightening. This disproved the old assumption that blue eyes were merely random byproducts of adapting to pale skin. Gray eyes are exceptionally rare, occurring in less than 3% of people worldwide. They contain even less melanin than blue eyes, creating a diffuse light scattering effect across multiple wavelengths, not just blue. This gives them that distinctive steely appearance, which can shift from silver to slate to a subtle green depending on the conditions. Functionally, researchers believe that gray eyes likely evolved as an extreme adaptation for low-light sensitivity in regions like northern Europe, where overcast skies and limited sunlight were constant challenges. The broad wavelength scattering makes gray eyes neutral and stable in tone, but also emotionally harder to read. There are fewer color variations to track, which might explain why they are culturally associated with wisdom, emotional control, or detachment. Unlike blue eyes, which can appear bright or warm, gray eyes maintain a cool neutrality that some find enigmatic. However, this extreme lack of melanin also comes with disadvantages. People with gray eyes are similarly susceptible to UV radiation as those with blue eyes and require more careful sun protection to prevent long-term damage. Only 2% of the global population has green eyes, making them the rarest of the common eye colors on Earth. What makes them so unusual? Green eyes require a precise genetic cocktail of at least 16 different genes working together in perfect balance. Too much melanin and they would be brown, too little and they would be blue. Green eyes sit right in this narrow sweet spot containing moderate melanin levels plus a yellow pigment called lipochrome. When light hits this specific combination, it creates that unmistakable green hue. But here is what makes green eyes truly unique. They are chemically unstable. Research shows that green eyes are highly sensitive to environmental changes. They often appear mossy in the shade, golden green in bright light, and sometimes even shift toward hazel or blue-gray depending on clothing color or surrounding lighting conditions. This dynamic quality has made them a focal point of folklore in many cultures. In medieval Europe, green eyes were sometimes associated with witchcraft and supernatural abilities. In Greek mythology, they were believed to possess special powers. Even today, they are associated with mystery, intuition, and creativity. From an evolutionary perspective, green eyes might have offered adaptive flexibility in temperate climates with shifting light conditions, such as forests and mountainous regions. Their moderate melanin provides some UV protection while allowing for improved light sensitivity, striking a balance between the extremes of brown and blue. Genetically, green eyes are most common in people of Celtic and Germanic descent, particularly in Ireland and Scotland, where up to 86% of some populations carry this trait. However, green eyes can appear in any population if the right genetic combinations are present. Hazel eyes are the ultimate chameleons. Unlike any other eye color, hazel eyes actually change their appearance depending on lighting, clothing, and surroundings. This is not an optical illusion. It is a physical phenomenon driven by moderate melanin levels and traces of lipochrome interacting differently with varying light conditions. One moment they appear green, the next golden, then brown. This color-shifting ability reflects their evolutionary advantage, versatility. Because they sit between light and dark on the melanin spectrum, hazel eyes are well equipped for mixed environments, sun, shade, changing seasons, and variable climates. They offer moderate UV protection while maintaining adequate light sensitivity, making them adaptable to different lighting conditions. About 5% of the global population has hazel eyes, with higher concentrations in people of European and Middle Eastern descent. Genetically, they represent a blend rather than a single trait, and often appear in families with diverse eye colors. What makes hazel particularly interesting is its unpredictability. Two people with hazel eyes can have completely different color distributions in their irises. One might have more green with brown flecks, while the other has more brown with green rings. This variation has made hazel eyes seem mysterious and emotionally expressive throughout history. They bridge the spectrum between dark and light eyes with one of the most dynamic appearances in the human population. Amber eyes are so rare that they are often confused with light brown or hazel, but they are distinctly different and occur in less than 5% of people. Amber eyes contain high amounts of lipochrome with very little melanin, resulting in a solid golden, copper, or honey-colored iris that does not change when light hits it. Unlike hazel, which shifts, amber remains richly golden under all conditions. This stable coloration is also common in predators like wolves, owls, and eagles, which might explain why amber eyes can instinctively appear intense or commanding. Some researchers suspect that humans subconsciously associate this color with vigilance and confidence, traits that could offer subtle social advantages. From an evolutionary perspective, amber eyes likely evolved less for functional light adaptation and more as a visual signal. Their striking appearance might have been selected through mate choice rather than environmental necessity. Genetically, amber eyes are most common in individuals of Southern European, Asian, or South American descent, although they can appear in any population if the right combination of genes controlling melanin and lipochrome production is present. True black eyes do not exist. What appears black is actually an extreme concentration of dark brown melanin, which is so dense that the iris looks completely black. This saturation makes them the most effective at absorbing light, offering maximum protection against UV radiation and glare. In equatorial regions where sun exposure is constant and intense, black eyes provide a clear advantage. Research confirms that darker eyes filter harsh light more effectively and remain visually stable under all conditions. Unlike lighter eyes, which scatter or reflect light, black eyes absorb almost everything, making them appear deep and flat. This absorption minimizes eye strain and can significantly reduce the risk of UV-related conditions over a lifetime. Although often overlooked as a distinct category, black eyes are widespread in populations from Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. Culturally, they have been associated with themes like mystery and strength, and are often perceived as powerful due to their depth and ability to conceal emotional expressions. The dense melanin makes it harder to detect changes in pupil dilation that occur with emotions, which some interpret as inscrutability. Next up, heterochromia. Heterochromia is the condition where someone has two different colored eyes or striking variations within a single iris. It affects less than 1% of the population, making it extremely rare. In most people, melanin is distributed evenly across both irises during development. Heterochromia occurs when this symmetry is disrupted, mostly due to minor genetic mutations, mosaicism, or localized changes during early development. Historically, heterochromatic eyes were viewed in various cultures as a sign of duality, supernatural connection, or divine favor, perhaps because they break the visual symmetry we subconsciously expect in human faces. Your eye color carries the history of your ancestors, their migrations, their adaptations, and the environments they conquered. From the melanin-rich brown eyes that traversed ancient savannas to the blue-eyed mutation that spread across Ice Age Europe, every color represents a chapter of human evolution. So the next time you look in the mirror, remember that you are not just seeing a color, you are seeing thousands of years of survival, adaptation, and the incredible genetic lottery that made you exactly who you are. If this story has changed the way you look at the eyes staring back at you in the mirror, please subscribe and like the channel. We uncover the history that time tried to hide. Help us sow the seeds for the future. The next treasure of human knowledge will soon be revealed.